Are you proud of how you lived your life? This is Persona 3 Reload. Don't go away. So this was like an 87-hour game. I've got a lot to talk about. Let's just go right into it. Man, I was hyped for this game. I played Persona 5 like a year and a half ago, and then I played Persona 5 Royale like a few months ago. I've also played Metaphor, so I know Atlas can make magic. And going into Persona 3 Reload, the question was Persona 5 just that good because of the Persona formula, or was it that good because of how good it really is? But then I thought, I have no idea what I'm getting into. All of my Persona experience so far through Strikers and Persona 5 Royale has been sending calling cards to your enemies and palaces to steal their heart. I don't think that's what you do in Reload, so what am I gonna do? Well, in Persona 3 Reload, let me introduce you to the Dark Hour. Every night at midnight, a secret 25th hour in the day appears. Starting at 12 and lasting for 1 hour, everyone turns into these like coffins, except for Persona users. Now, some non-Persona users can also get caught up in this, but they just like, they die. Like, you cannot get caught up in this. But the big thing about the Dark Hour is Tartarus. Tartarus is the end-all, be-all main attraction of Dark Hour. When that clock hits 12 midnight, this ginormous, and I mean tall tower spawns in. Now, Tartarus and the Dark Hour is half of what Persona 3 is about. Like other Personas, this is half turn-based combat, half social simulation. Now, for the turn-based combat Tartarus side of things, let's talk Tartarus, because let me say this. If you thought Mementos was boring in Persona 5 because it had 66 floors to go through, let me tell you, Tartarus has over 200.
That's huge.
Scaling up Tartarus, you'll see that each floor is randomly generated. It's RNG. And one thing that might come to your mind when you hear that it's over 200, it's literally mid 200s floors is, well,
does that ever get boring?
I would rather have interesting, cool palaces, but Tartarus really isn't that bad because of many multiple things. RNG factors like floors that spawn with super strong enemies can come in, floors that have special chests, floors that spawn red doors, which is basically a super boss enemy behind them, treasure enemies, dark floors, and even things like shuffle time can really keep the 200 plus floors of Tartarus feeling pretty nice throughout the whole game. Shuffle time is a thing that happens at the end of combat where you get to pick one card. Whether you pick a persona, you pick extra money, an attack move, or extra XP, stuff like that. Really, that like random stuff keeps combat going. But really, the number one thing that keeps the combat through Tartarus feeling fresh and fun is literally just the combat itself. Combat here kicks ass.
There's a knockdown from Striga. All yours.
Sure. I'll go with.
Resist? Dude, these birds are crazy. If you die. Oh, they're weak to that. I said this in my P5 review, but combat in Persona games and turn-based here is like, it's kind of like a puzzle. Your main objective is always to find the enemy's weakness. Whether that weakness is through a physical attack, electrical, wind, light, dark, fire, ice, you know, you get the concept. You find that weakness, you hit him with that weakness, you knock it down. This initiates an all-out attack. I'll touch on combat a bit later, but for now, let me just say combat really in Persona 3 never got old. Inflicted with shock, this guy's cooked. Just wait till I get around to this guy again. Yeah, you're done, bro.
That about does it. No shadows detected.
For now, let's go to the other half of Persona 3. I really got to talk about this. The other half of Persona 3 is the slice of life, social simulation type of game. In this game, people that you meet that are of any importance become social links. Hanging out with these social links increases their rank from a scale of 1 through 10, 10 being the max. While Persona 3 tells a overall arcing story, social links in this game tell a short story within that. And there are tons of social links. From social links that involve online game friends, a chubby student that's literally his name, a French exchange student, all the way to even a child.
Why would they get a divorce?
It's probably your fault. But here's the downside. And this is something I was actually really disappointed in for these social links. But towards the end of the game, I can see why they're not here. So in P5, you have things like when you level up a social link, you'll get gameplay mechanic upgrades. This is what linked social simulation to gameplay. It is like the dark horse, like cool thing of Persona in my opinion. In Persona 3 Reload, leveling up your social links provide 0 bonuses.
Are you for real?
There is no extra mechanic you could unlock from any of these social links. The literal only thing you get is that when you reach level 10, you are now able to fuse that Arcana's special persona, right? Same as everything else. Fusing a persona with Igor and Elizabeth in the Velvet Room will provide a massive XP bonus based on what Arcana that is. If you have Yukari, the Lover's Arcana, to level 10, then fusing a Lover's Arcana persona, that'll be a huge XP bonus. That's it. And in classic Persona fashion, this system only works because you're time restricted. 2 time slots during a day. 1 in the afternoon, 1 at night. That means after school, when you have like 8 people you have an option to hang out with, you get to hang out with 1. You only get that day 1 time. This game runs from about like April to the end of January. That's it. Unless you specifically walk into this game with the guide and you go off that, which I would I would not recommend. You will not be able to max every social link. But that's Persona 3, balancing your time between infiltrating Tartarus at night, which takes a full time slot, and getting all your social links and everything done during the day. What you do with your time is extremely important. But there's one last thing I've yet to mention. Your party's main goal is to destroy Tartarus and the Dark Hour. The way you do this is by defeating all 12 main shadows. Every month, on the full moon, a main shadow pops up. Once you kill it, you then have until the next full moon for the next operation. That's the pacing of this game. And this pacing is the #1 deterrent to Persona 3. The #1 anchor to this game. Because it's such a long game, the first like 25% of this game is just you get no characters because you don't really know anyone or anything here. Once you get to know them, you get into this monotonous cycle of, okay, full moon, done, kill the boss, spend a month doing social links, okay, maybe go to Tartarus once or twice, full moon, bang, kill the boss, next time, social links, go to Tartarus a couple times in between, full moon, bang. You literally do this like April, May, June, July, August, September. Like, it is kind of monotonous in the middle. I literally made a graph to show this. This like 5 or 6 month stretch here in this game is good. It just gets way too predictable. You start really looking forward to these boss fights once a month because that's when something actually happens. It isn't until you hit about October that the game starts to really ramp up towards the end. And once you hit January, that's when the game seriously goes into peak mode. So for presentation, let's walk back to combat here. I haven't finished talking about that because I haven't talked about combat's ace up its sleeve. Theurgy.
Theurgy. I think I can use it now.
Theurgy is a person's ultimate move, essentially. Raise a bar up for that person. And here's the cool thing. It's not just raise a bar up. The way you raise this bar is unique to each person. Yukari is a kind person. If you heal your party with her, her bar will raise. Junpei loves to play the hero, hitting those cool shots, trick shots, right? Hitting a critical with Junpei will raise the bar. Everyone has their own characteristic way to raise their ultimate. And these moves look badass as hell. These are literally like the cool moves of the game.
Judgment is here. Are you ready? A proper execution.
Never mind. What to do?
Time to hit him hard! Flaming tornadoes!
That's badass.
But even Theurgy is still not my #1 Apex pick for coolest presentation in this game. The coolest looking, sounding, whatever thing you want to call it, to me, is how one summons their persona.
Just put it to my head. And then pull the trigger. Come on.
Simply put the gun to your head and pull the trigger. Persona. Full disclaimer, this is a fake gun. Okay, YouTube? Fake gun. Also, the guns that the actual Persona users here use are also fake guns. They use what are called evokers, a gun-shaped tool they use to put toward their head to put themselves in a mental state in which your persona will spawn. And this is so freaking good. Never got old. The act of putting the gun to the person's head, pulling the trigger, and you see that background cut in. Then the screen explodes and the persona like spawns in right there while you call the persona's name. Literally so cool.
Back in the fight now. So lend me your power. Only one left.
You showed them, Aragaki-senpai? That's 2 for 1!
Persona!
That's a win for the team!
Let's get going.
Good job, everyone!
The rest of Persona 3 for audio, visually, whatever you want to call it, it is up to Atlas standard, which is literally like 9.5 to 10 out of 10. Like, it's not even fair at this point. One can almost take it for granted how good the art style is that Atlas always delivers. The kind of game that literally just going through menus can have you like wasting 15 minutes of your game time. The design of the characters, the headshots in the bottom left, that combined with what I'm about to talk about next really lets Persona games and Atlas titles let the clock just fly by. The thing I'm talking about next, by the way, you might see this coming. It's the music. Again, something that one can easily take for granted. Because for me personally, I had my picks for a long time about these are the best presentation games I've ever played. And then I played like Persona 5, and yeah, that's in there. And then, oh yeah, I might as well throw Metaphor in there. Oh, might as well throw Persona 3 Reload in there. It's like Atlas just doesn't lose when it comes to presentation and the music side specifically. Persona 3 Reload's music is really interesting because it's pretty upbeat. It's actually really upbeat in my opinion, in the social simulation part of the game, but does a completely and totally different tonal shift towards the end of the game. And in combat, forget about it. Let me tell you this, the main combat, last surprise, or whatever you want to call it, in Persona 5, right? I love Persona 5. Persona 3 has a better main soundtrack for its regular combat. Disturbing the peace, put that shit on repeat.
This is our chance! Let's wipe them out!
Here we go.
And to top it all off, why the hell not? Let's make voice acting 10 out of 10. Again! Atlas, where do you find these voice actors? Typically for games or any show, movie, whatever I watch, I typically watch in original. For Stellar Blade, I played in original, which was Korean, which was by far a good-ass choice. Nier Automata, I played in Japanese, great choice. With Atlas games, they're so good at voice acting. I don't even need to play an original. It is still crazy to me that you could hand someone the script for Persona game. Like, hey, Junpei, here's your script. Game's like 100 hours long. You got, I don't know, weeks of voice recording to do. And the voice actors will pull up and pull out performances that are crazy. My two favorite, honestly, if I had to pick two, I love Junpei and Fuka. Those two voice actors are so funny.
Oh god, did my pants rip? Is my ass showing? Can someone take a look, please?
I'll help you check when you get back. So please just try to deal with it for now.
So with incredible voice acting, incredible visuals, addicting music, how could I not love the presentation of Persona 3 Reload? So she's ice.
Yes, I'm far more in my element here. Let me show you that I haven't lost my touch.
Better be wise when choosing battles, mostly babble.
Let's go! Take that to layup!
Goddamn.
Two more!
Here we go, Senpai. That was amazing!
Like fish in a barrel! Out of my sight! Perfect coordination.
Persona 3 Reload. I won't say any spoilers. I'm really gonna tiptoe around this. Towards the end of the game, you see this spike in this graph, right? This is where it gets pretty interesting. And right here, this is the driving home impact of this game. Towards the end of the game, something happens, okay? And this thing that happens results in really two choices. Giving up the majority of your memories and accepting death, or fighting the literally impossible fight and dying in agony and pain. And what happens in the beginning of January that really like blankets all of January until the very end is really interesting, and the main point the story tries to drive home. Because what happens is that this domino affects the entire party and everyone in this game into thinking about their own death. But the reality is that it's really meaningless to even think about this. Even if you win the impossible fight and live, you're still gonna die. Maybe not the next day, but eventually, yeah. And this thought of your eventual death really seeps into the entire party. And it was interesting to see everyone's reaction. Junpei literally freaks out the entire month. But it wasn't because he was afraid of death, but it was because he regretted his actions up to that point in his life. Yukari, on the other hand, had one of my favorite quotes in the entire game. I'll just play it here.
If things don't work out, I think I'll still be okay as long as I'm with everyone. Honestly, I don't think it matters if we live or die. All that really matters is that we're proud of how we lived.
That's as far as I can go on without literally saying spoilers about exactly what happens here. But yeah, I've got a few things written down here I want to mention before I finish this review off. 3 things. 1 is Striga. 2 is this is one of the funniest games I've literally ever played. And 3, party members. Let's start with 1. Striga. Striga is a human force in Tartarus that opposes you. They are not monsters. They are actually Persona users. Quickly, they are one of my favorite parts about this game. From the second they got on screen, the 3 of them, I was like, yo, the design, the voice acting, peak. These guys look like villains, and they look like cool villains.
I've known that from the start.
Chidori! What the hell's gotten into you?
Get ready.
Oh, okay, this is so sick.
That was close.
My second point of this being one of the funniest games of all time, I won't even talk about. I'll just show you clips. Like, I literally have clip after clip after clip after clip of just me laughing. Like, the lines in this game are really funny.
We found another Persona user.
What?
We did? Sweet!
Who is
There
it?
they girl. Strike? Oh, now I'm the leader? Here goes.
What?
Good evening, and welcome to Junpei's Believe It or Don't.
We already know it's not a ghost. And besides, I'm not that afraid of...
So you noticed
Brother. Last night,
last night.
the Goofy walked in and spread my yeah.
My aunt, she
Oh,
she was taken by the angels.
what?
But he who cuts you, flavor until the end.
Shits himself.
Oh, man. What if it's a confession of love? It sure is tough being this popular.
You're a moron.
I am looking for someone.
Oh, yeah?
You are not that someone.
And tell him this.
Next time I'll kick your ass!
The low-frequency waist slimmer pad I bought from Tanaka's TV show.
From Tanaka's fucking rip-off scam
It said
show.
online it was very... What do I do? Why won't it come off? No!
Yamagishi, do you have a moment?
It's Kirijo-senpai. Yes, I'm...
Yo, Miss Sarah's gonna be like, what the fuck is going on in there?
But no matter how attractive she was, I was repulsed by her dedication to charity work.
It is kind of funny, isn't it?
Here it is. In this scene, the main character says, "That ass better not crack under pressure." Usually, people's asses are already cracked.
And my third point here, party members. More specifically, how party members join is so unbelievably anticlimactic. Let me put this into perspective here, okay? Shinji Aragaki, one of my favorite characters in this game, right? It was really rumored that he was going to join the group, like, okay, come to join the not this time, not this time. I thought there'd be some huge moment that would flip the switch in his mind and say, hey, I need to come back. But in the end, he was just like, okay, I'll come back this time. And I was literally, like, the guy I wished would join the team, you think I'd have a reaction like, let's go. But this was my reaction because I couldn't believe it was that anticlimactic. Is he really just going to join the team like that?
Yeah.
Is he actually in the team? He literally is! This guy just joined out of nowhere, man. Oh my god. Not only that, why does he have I felt sort of locked in to using a specific group of just the, not adults because they're teenagers, but technically the older people. Because there's two members here. You might have noticed this in some footage, right? You've got the kid, Ken.
Better be wise when choosing battles.
Let's see your strength! Nemesis!
I'm sorry, I'm not dragging a kid to fight the final boss. I'm not dragging him anywhere to fight bosses, okay? He's the sideline character. Not only that, you know who else I'm not bringing? The dog, because the dog has a persona. All right, clutch time. Honestly, it's kind of funny that the dog has a persona. He just walks around with a knife, but honestly, I couldn't imagine equipping my team to go fight boss fights. It's like story boss fights with me, the dog, Ken, and then someone else. Like, that would just be weird. Ken, I will literally fucking beat your ass. If you fucking get insta-killed here, what the fuck? But at the end of it all, Persona 3 Reload, I 100% recommend. It does have pacing issues. That middle part of the game will start to feel a little monotonous, and there is a bit of lack of content. Like, there's 4 spots to visit in the social simulation, which doesn't really seem that bad, but it is like I spent 87 hours in this game. I know every single area in this game inside and out. But what really sticks with me is that you will be clutching onto your controller. You will be holding on to those final memories, wishing it could last longer. These characters, this story, the impact this game will have on one who plays it, has the effect of just hearing a soundtrack post-game finish will ignite the thought of being so delighted and grateful that you even played this game. To answer my own question coming in this game, was Persona 5 really that good because it's that good, or is it the Persona formula? Honestly, Persona games never miss. Through Persona 5, Persona 5 Strikers, Metaphor, now Persona 3 Reload, I can say safely that they just don't miss. Persona 3 Reload is a game that I will take with me for the rest of my life. Overall, 9.3 out of 10. So that's it. Persona 3 Reload done. Persona 4 Revival literally was teased like 2 weeks ago. When will that come out? I don't know. I will be there literally day one. Next up will finally be Devil May Cry 5. That game has been on the sideline for so long. For now, I'm your host, Beneath the Mask. Hope you just review. Peace out. Good luck blocking this.
Caster, do it! And now, it's the ending!
Oh my god, 1800? Hit him with that crit. What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.